right, folks, good afternoon, and thank you so much for being here. My name is Robert Romero. I'm the operations manager for all paratransit services, customer service, dispatch, and the fleet. So we're really excited to see everybody. And you know, the big thing is I want to talk a little bit more about a little bit more about RideCo. My apologies, and exactly why we're going in this direction. We definitely listened to your comments. We took your feedback. We monitor the call center to understand what your needs are. We look at PTAB, and every little bit of feedback that you provided, we went ahead and said we need to find the right solution. So just like a year ago when we updated our call tree and made it easier to make a reservation and wait less time on hold, this is going to help make your lives a lot easier in the same way. So I just want to share a lot of enthusiasm about what this app will bring to the paratransit community. So you're going to have more predictable rides. The big thing is you will be able to see where your ride is existing, how far away it is. You'll be able to plan that on your own. You will have a very clear vision of what your window times and pickups are. And so that'll be very exciting for you because you won't be questioning what's going on and having to pick up that phone left and right. Now, while we love you calling the call center and we're always more than happy to assist you, we also feel like helping you be empowered will give you more access and the experience that you really, really need. So there's going to be lots of opportunities for our Sunvan riders to learn about the app. We are going to cover a lot of that information. Our next presenter will be Sam Moffett. He's been one of our key players from RideCo that's been really supportive in helping to train our staff. He spent weeks and countless hours with us to make sure we're ready to go and deliver you a product that is seamless for everything that you need from your transportation needs. So we'll also have the workshop recorded and on the webpage to outline the steps to use this new software. So if you guys have any additional information or any additional requests on how you'd like to receive information, definitely let us know. We can talk about that one-on-one after Sam's presentation. And then also, while we are doing our presentation with Sam, please hold your question and answers till the end of the presentation, and we'll be happy to answer your questions there. We will also be hosting another tutorial at the next PTAB meeting on November 18th at 4:00 p.m. And that meeting takes place here and is available through Zoom. And if you have any questions regarding how to access that meeting, feel free to ask us after the tutorial presentation from Sam Moffett. So I think that's all I have to say for right now, and I'll be back with you in a bit, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Sam.
So perfect. I need you guys to have this and the rest. Got it? Cool. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. As Rob mentioned, my name's Sam. I'm here from RideCo. And I get the pleasure of working with transit agencies kind of across the U.S. to deploy programs like this. I know I was asked today to go through everything in detail on screen in case some folks in the audience can't see it. I'm actually low vision myself, so when I'm directing Rob what to do on the screen, I can read the big RideCo up here, but the other small text I can't read myself either. And so because of that, transit is something that's really important to me too. Really it makes my job all worthwhile when I get moments like this, when I get to come and interact with those of you who are using the app. So I'm excited today to go through a number of different things. Rob, if you go to the next slide here, we'll have the agenda for today. Just really quickly at the beginning, we'll do some background on RideCo. And then we're actually going to pull up the city website and the booking page and do a live demo of what exactly that looks like when you're booking your own rides or tracking your own rides and what that means. So if you go on to the next slide here. So you've heard a bit about RideCo. We work with many agencies, near 100 different agencies throughout the US and Canada in order to provide software for their on-demand transit systems. That's both microtransit, like your Ride Connect service here, as well as paratransit. We work with Philadelphia, with Houston, with San Antonio, Riverside, California, and we're working now with New York City in order to set up paratransit services for their citizens so that just like you, they'll be able to book and manage their own rides and not have to rely on a call center or just obscure information about where their van is. So with that background, I actually want to escape out of the presentation here, and we'll move on to the next tab to the right here. And if you scroll up to the top, just so everybody can see what this web page is. So this is the city's website. You can get here just exactly as Leslie mentioned earlier by going to the abqride.com. And you'll find on that homepage a link to this page. Remember that the branded service name for this app is GO. GO includes both Ride Connect services and Sunvan services. So wherever you see GO on the city website, that's where you'll go in order to find out information about this. This webpage here, if we gradually scroll down it, has all of the information that you need about this upcoming change. So you can find out things about the timeline here, where to download the app, and how to book rides. So if you continue to scroll down the page, we're going to stop at a section that says Getting Started. All right, so this here covers all of the information about how you can book a ride. If you forget anything that we cover today, you all have your handouts. I know also that reservations will be happy to walk you through that. And also, if you scroll slightly down farther, there is a video on this site covering some generic information about how to book a ride as well. So all of that information is here at your fingertips. But in this section right above that, at the Getting Started section, you see in the last bullet point there, it says that there's multiple ways to book your ride. So you can now download an app on your phone, whether that's a Google Android phone or an iPhone, and have that information at your fingertips, have that live vehicle location while you're outside waiting for the van. But if smartphones aren't your thing, no worries. You can also do that online. So you can do it from a desktop computer. It'll be the same thing. It'll look exactly the same. And if neither of those are your thing, then you can still call into the call center. We're not changing that. We're not getting rid of that. So that information will be exactly as you do now. So we're actually going to do our demo today with the website page. So if you do prefer booking by website, this is exactly what that will look like. I'm going to have you right-click on that book online, Rob, and just open it in an incognito tab, just because I want to show you what it looks like when you go to sign in without actually needing him to know and type in my password. So this is the landing page. This is exactly what it will look like when you go to take control of your account. And what I mean by take control of your account is, as you know, Sunvan, you need to be eligible for the service. You need to go through that eligibility process. We're not changing that. We're generally not changing any of the policies that you're familiar with Sunvan today. So you still need to go through that process. In order for your Sunvan eligibility to be linked to the account on this website, what we'll need you to do is have an email on file with ABQ Ride. So you may already have that, or that may be something that you can provide to them in advance of this launch. Because we're still getting all of your data and things up to date, reservations will be taking those calls after November 10th. So on that same day that you can begin booking rides in the software, you can also call in, make sure that you have a functioning email on file, and then you'll be able to log in and take control of your account. Don't have an email, don't want to do that, no worries. You can call the call center. It's not going to break for you. But if you want to take control of your own bookings, this is how you would do that. So you've called into the call center and gotten your email on file. What you'll do is come to this page and you'll click sign in. And we're not going to create an account here. So Ride Connect passengers, this is what they would do. But because we need to tie your eligibility information to your account, we need you to log into the account that Reservations has on file for you. So what you'll actually click is Forgot Password. So if you click on Forgot Password, you would then type in that same email that you give to Reservations. You will receive an email with a link to reset your password and to be able to log in. So that's the process that you would go through to take control of your own account and take control of your own bookings.
Done.
If we get past this stage, so now you've reset your password and you're able to log in, we can take a look at what that looks like. So Rob, you can X out of this page and go to the next tab to the right. Great. So you've had your email on file with customer service, you've clicked forgot password, you've gotten that link, you've clicked it, and now you've logged in. This is exactly what it will look like. So this is a map-based interface. You can already see the highlighted orange area is the sunvan service area. The two darker colored regions within this service area, Rob, if you just kind of want to pan the map around a little bit, are the Ride Connect service areas. So it should be pretty immediately visible what type of ride you can take in what zone. And you as a sunvan passenger will see both Ride Connect options and sunvan options in here. So that's something that's important to know if you're booking rides. Again, we're not changing any of the policies here. If you are booking a ride, you can book up to 5 days in advance, and you need to book at least 1 day in advance. For any same-day bookings or for any will call trips, those will still go through the call center. So you'll still need to call the call center for those type of trips, but you'll still be able to track your rides using this software. Some of you may be familiar with using Uber or Lyft, and this interface should be very similar. There's a couple of additional pieces of information that we'll need to know here. So to start off with, in the center of the page, there's all the information that we need. There's a box where it asks for your origin. So Rob, if you click on that box, exactly there, and if you click on it, this will allow you to type in an address or a location. So if you know the name of your doctor's office, but you don't know the exact street address, this is powered by Google. So if Google knows about it, then we know about it. Exactly, yeah. So you know the hospital, but you don't know the exact address, you can type that in here. So I had already pre-filled in Walmart, but if you just type in Walmart, Rob? Then it's going to pull up all of the Walmarts that it knows about. But it's important that you select the right Walmart. So let's say we know it's the Walmart on Sage Street. So if you just type in Sage, now it should have pulled up, and again, I can't read that, but it should have pulled up the Walmart on Sage Street. And because Google knows a couple different locations there, it's going to give you the option for the Walmart Pharmacy or the Walmart Neighborhood Market, a couple different entrances there. But why don't you click on Walmart Neighborhood Market? Great, so now that's selected as the origin location. For the drop-off location, you do exactly the same thing. But Rob, if you kind of just click on the map interface, and let's click kind of right by where it says Albuquerque. If you want to just click right by. So now it pulls up a menu and it says, would you like to set this as your origin or drop-off location? So there's a couple ways to set this. You can type in the address, or you can type in the store location, but you can also just click on the map if you know exactly where it is you want to go in the city and set that as your pickup or drop off. There's one additional way, which is that if you're booking from your smartphone, it will know your location, so you can just have it pick you up from where you're at right now, and it will know that that's where you want to go. So if you're at your home booking your ride for tomorrow, it can have that pre-filled out for you. So go ahead and select that as the destination there, Rob. Oops, I think we set that as the origin. So leave that as the origin, and then click on destination. And let's just type in Albuquerque transit facility or transit office. And then I think you can select one of the ones that came up. You're gonna have to go back. Yep, you can click on that. Sorry. I needed to get that close to see it. You can click on that. That works. So we found the transit center here. So origin and destination is only one piece of the information that we need to know. This next bit of information is different than Uber or Lyft, so it makes sense to pay attention to. When you book an Uber or Lyft, you're booking that entire car. But with Sunvan, this is a shared ride. So we need to know how many passengers are traveling, just like when you call reservations now and need to give that information. So Rob, if you click on the little icon there that looks kind of like a person and it has a 1 next to it, this is how you can tell us how many people are traveling. So just as with when you talk to Sunvan now, these options up here should be pretty familiar to you, but we'll need to know what type of space you need on the vehicle so that we send the appropriate vehicle. So your Sunvan account, we will know what type of devices you usually travel with, but if there's a change, then we need to know. If you're traveling in your wheelchair today, but you usually use your walker, we need to know that today you need a wheelchair space on the bus. So always good to click on this and just confirm that the correct information is here. We're also not changing any of the policies here. So you need to let us know if you have a companion traveling with you or a personal care attendant, and the Sunvan rules that apply in terms of the number of passengers that you can bring on board with you aren't changing. But you'll just need to provide that information in here.
So, can I ask a question?
Let's hold questions to the end and we'll come back to it. But yeah, I'm sure that there are many questions. So yeah, just remember it. We'll note to come back to the passenger totes. All right, so let's just leave it as one general ambulatory passenger for now and click OK. Next, we'll need to know what time this ride should be scheduled for. So Rob, if you click on the time there in the middle, here you can select the time of day that you wish to travel. So it'll default to the current time, but you're booking rides for tomorrow or for the next 5 days, so you'll want to be sure that you set this correctly. I'll point out just one small detail here. To the left of where the time is, there's a little clock. And if you click on that just slightly changes the interface if one is easier for you than the other method. One you can scroll, one you can type. So if you have difficulty scrolling, you can type it in instead. But let's go with that time. Let's confirm it, clicking on the button on the right. And then the next piece of information we'll need to let the system know is what day you want to travel. So just to the right of where the time is, you can click on where it says today or tomorrow. If you click on that, it brings up a menu and you can select from a couple different options. So we want to book a ride for tomorrow, so let's click that option. Now we'll click Find Rides. So what the system has done now is look for capacity tomorrow. So we actually had to load in some fake driver shifts for tomorrow to trick it into thinking that there will be some Sunvan shifts out there on the software tomorrow. So it's looking at all of the information that we talked about, traffic, vehicle availability, where every single other ride is going that day to determine what options to present to you so that this ride is pre-negotiated and fits into a schedule. When you select a ride here, it immediately goes onto a driver itinerary and that ride is confirmed for that time that you selected. But it's also presented a couple options for us here. So Rob, scroll down and we can see a couple different ride cards. Because you have this 30-minute pickup window, we know that if you search for a ride at 12:45, for example, the pickup window of 12:45 to 1:15 may be convenient, or it may be more convenient to travel, have that pickup window be 12:15 to 12:45. The system's going to show you a couple different options here. It's going to show you first the option that it thinks best suits the time that you requested. And then it's going to show you a couple options that are a bit farther away from that time, just in case that better meets your needs. Something that's really important to pay attention to here is the arrive before time on the right-hand side. So you see the pickup window, 30 minutes, and then there's the arrive before time. This is essentially a guaranteed time that you'll arrive at that destination by. So if you're going to something important, then make sure that this time is before that important thing happens.
Right.
As we get more passengers on board and make the service run more efficiently, it may be that the vehicle needs to pick up one other person or something along the way. And so it may take slightly longer than a direct trip from your home to this destination. So always pay attention to that arrives before time and make sure that that works for you. If it doesn't, you can select one of the other ride card options here. Or at the top, just next to the name, there's a little back button. And I'll have Rob click that now. And let's take a look at the time again. So if you click on the time in the middle, at the top of this window, you can switch from pickup time to arrive by time. So go ahead and do that. And now we're looking for a ride that arrives at that time. So if you're booking for a doctor's appointment or anything like that, this may be more convenient for you to book in this way.
Or if you have to be at church at a certain time.
If you have to be at church or anywhere else at a certain time. So go ahead and just accept this. And we'll do the search again so we get back to the ride card. Great, it generated a couple options for us. Go ahead and click on the top one. So this is now going to just bring up a quick summary of the trip. We can see both the pickup origin and destination on here. We ended up just booking a trip that's really close together, but you'll see the full map of the journey that you'll be taking. And you should just check all these details and make sure that they work for you. So it has both your pickup address, your drop-off address, and the time for each of those locations. Remember for this pickup window, this 30-minute pickup window, that the van can show up at any time within that window and you should be ready to get on board.
Right.
Go ahead and click next at the bottom there. So there's one more step. The ride is not booked yet. It's really important to make sure that you get through this entire process. I know I myself was booking a doctor's appointment 2 weeks ago. I didn't get through the confirmation page and I showed up at the office and was like, oh, oops. So you always want to get to the confirmation page here, and this is not it yet. This is just one last chance for you to add some additional details to your ride. So there's a button there that looks like a little kind of pen and pencil that says add pickup notes or add special instructions. And this brings up a text box where you can add additional notes for the driver. So some of you may have these notes already applied to your account, but if there's anything specific for this ride that the driver needs to know, for example, a gate code to get into your facility or something like that, you can add that here. Or if you just want them to look out for you and tell them that you're wearing a blue jacket today, you can also write that here. It's going to pop up. The driver will see that and know to look for that. We won't add one right now, so you can just click cancel to close that. But let's go ahead and book the ride. So at the bottom here, there's a button that says to book the ride. Now we get the confirmation. So until you get this confirmation, your ride hasn't finished booking, so always important to get through here. Now this gives us a couple additional options at the bottom. We can, what I want to point out though, is that there's a button that says book return trip. What that does is if you click that, takes you back to the booking page, flips the origin and destination automatically. You'll just need to adjust the time to make sure that that return trip time is when you would want to travel.
Fuck.
So that's how to book a ride, but let's go over how to track a ride. So on the left-hand menu here, Rob, if you go over to My Rides, or My Journeys is what it's called. Here you can see your upcoming and past rides. So at the top, there's a little button that says upcoming and past, and it'll have a list of each of the rides that you have booked that are upcoming or that you've taken recently. You can see quickly where that ride is to and from. You can see the pickup window and the drop-off time. And if you click on the button on the right, Rob? Yep, so view details. This now is where you would be able to track your ride. So because we're continuously optimizing service here, we don't assign a driver until about 15 minutes or so before your pickup window. So if you come in here about 15 minutes before your pickup, then you'll see the information populated here. Right now, it just says driver details not available. So 15 minutes or so before pickup, that will change. It's going to say that it's driver Sergio from ABQ Ride, and it will give the van number that he's in as well. On the map at the top here, you would then see an additional icon, which would show on the map where that vehicle is. And there would be an ETA up there that would be the estimated exact time of your pickup. However, that ETA can change, and you're still expected to be ready anytime within that 30-minute window, but that just gives you a bit of additional insight.
So that way, if you need to take an elevator to get downstairs, you have time to do it.
Exactly. You'll have insight into where the vehicle is when it's a couple blocks away, and you can take that elevator down.
Yeah, I'm just using that as an example.
On the left here, right at the top, there's a button that says Modify Trip Details or Modify Trip right above there. If you click that, you can edit that pickup note that you had. But you can't edit the trip. And that's because when we do the search, we're looking at the capacity for the vehicles in the system. So to know if we can edit your trip, to know if you can take an additional companion with you, if you can change your drop-off location from Walmart to Target, we need you to cancel the ride and rebook a ride, because the system needs to know if it has capacity to fit in a ride that is to an entirely new location. So if you click cancel just at the bottom of this window here, to the right of that button is the cancel rides button, and you can cancel the ride right here.
Okay.
So let's not cancel this ride yet, and stay on this page. So yeah, click, yep. So this is where you can go to track your rides. So even if you're not comfortable booking your own rides, if you want to get the app or get the website, you can track your rides here. But there's also some additional ways where you'll know that information in advance. We'll set up IVR automated voice calling. You'll get a call the night before your trip and about 30 minutes in advance of your ride, reminding you that you have a scheduled ride.
Yep.
If you have a phone number that receives text messages, you'll also get a text message confirming your booking. You'll get a text message when the vehicle is on its way to your location. That text message means that you can pull up this page and see exactly where that vehicle is. And you would get a text message when the vehicle arrives at your location. So those text messages, if you're able to receive them, would give you an additional way of seeing that information, even if you don't have the smartphone app downloaded and you just have that text message capability on file. All right. So we covered how to book a ride. We covered how to edit a trip, which is that you just go ahead and cancel that ride. We covered the notifications that you'll receive. And we covered some of the differences between this service and Uber or Lyft, that you need to let us know how many people are traveling and what type of seat space they need on board. So I think that we've covered all of the important aspects here. What I'd remind you is that in order to take control of your Sunvan account, you will need an email on file that is functioning and that you have access to. You'll need to call in to reservations after November 10th to make sure that that correct email is on file. Once you do that, they will provide you with these instructions again, but you will go to this website, click Forgot Password, set up your account, and you'll be good to go.